In this lesson, you will learn about two important types of lines, parallel lines and perpendicular lines. Let's start with parallel lines. These lines are parallel. Two lines are parallel if they have no points in common. When two lines have no points in common, this means that they never cross each other. The mathematical term for cross is intersect, so lines that never intersect never cross each other. Remember that a line has no end, and we can only show a segment of a line here. When we say that two lines have no points in common or never intersect, that means they never cross, no matter how long we draw them. These lines are not parallel because they intersect. They have a point in common where the lines cross. When lines intersect, they are not parallel. These lines are not parallel because they also have a point in common. You can't see the point where the lines cross because we can only see segments of the lines. But if we scroll to the right and extend these line segments, we see that the lines eventually intersect. This means they are not parallel. Visually, you can tell if lines are parallel by measuring the distance between the lines at 2 points along the line. If the distance between the lines is exactly the same at both points, the lines are parallel. Let's measure the distance between these lines. These lines are 1 inch apart at this point. They are less than 1 inch apart at this point. Here are two lines that are parallel. Let's measure the distance between them. These lines are 1 inch apart at this point. They are exactly the same distance apart at this point. This means these lines are parallel. Parallel lines can occur in any orientation. These are parallel lines. These are parallel lines. These are not parallel lines. The other type of lines we will look at are perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines are lines that form a right angle when they cross. Remember that a right angle is an angle of 90 degrees. These lines are not perpendicular. The angle where they intersect is not a right angle. These lines are not perpendicular. These lines are not perpendicular. These lines are perpendicular. They form a right angle where they intersect. Lines can be perpendicular in any orientation. These lines are perpendicular. These lines are also perpendicular. In the remainder of this lesson, you will identify pairs of lines that are parallel or perpendicular. Now work some problems on your own.